The Exorcism of Anneliese Michel is a tragic and controversial case that took place in the 1970s in Germany. Born in 1952, Anneliese Michel was a devoutly religious young woman who began experiencing seizures and other symptoms in 1969 at the age of 17. She was diagnosed with epilepsy and depression and was treated by various psychiatrists over the years. Despite her treatment, Anneliese's symptoms did not improve, and she began to exhibit behaviors that were perceived as being in line with possession by demons. She claimed to be able to see demons in her room at night and would reportedly hear voices speaking to her in different languages. She would often fall into trance-like states and would sometimes speak in voices that were not her own. In 1975, Anneliese's parents approached the Catholic Church and requested that their daughter be exorcised. They believed that she was possessed by demons and in need of spiritual intervention. After an initial request was denied, Anneliese's parents sought out two priests, Father Arnold Renz and Pastor Ernst Alt, who agreed to perform the exorcisms. The exorcism sessions were carried out over a period of months and involved around 67 sessions in total. They were conducted in secret, and both Anneliese and the priests agreed to destroy any audio recordings of the sessions once they were completed. During the exorcisms, Anneliese was said to have exhibited extreme behavior, including self-harm, speaking in tongues, and even eating insects. Her physical condition deteriorated over time, to the point where she had to be restrained during the exorcisms. Family members who witnessed the sessions described them as brutal and barbaric, with Anneliese begging the priests to stop and crying out in pain. Despite her worsening condition, the exorcisms continued, and Anneliese's health continued to deteriorate. She became malnourished and dehydrated, and her kidneys began to fail. On July 1, 1976, Anneliese Michel died in her home at the age of 23. An investigation into the case was launched, and the priests involved in the exorcisms were put on trial. They were charged with negligent homicide, as it was determined that they had failed to provide adequate medical treatment for Anneliese in favor of the exorcisms, which they believed would cure her. Both priests were found guilty and sentenced to 6 months in jail, which was suspended. The case of Anneliese Michel has since become one of the most well-known cases of possession and exorcism in history. It has been the subject of numerous books, films, and documentaries, and continues to fascinate and appall people around the world. The case raises a number of questions about the nature of possession and exorcism, as well as the line between religious faith and medical treatment. Many have criticized the priests involved in the exorcisms for their brutal treatment of Anneliese, arguing that they should have known better and sought medical treatment for her instead. Others see the case as evidence of the existence of evil spirits and the need for spiritual intervention in cases of mental illness. Regardless of one's beliefs about the case, the tragedy of Anneliese Michel's death serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of faith-based approaches to mental health care. It also highlights the need for greater understanding and compassion when it comes to the treatment of mental illness, which can often be misunderstood and stigmatized.